Bargain hunters and camera nerds rejoice. Let's take a look at the best value pre-owned cameras that you can buy in 2022. Yes, that's right. Everyone loves a bargain. And you know what else everyone loves? And that's camera nerdery and made up words. And then when they're combined into a video like this. And if you do love it, then make sure you subscribe because we are 120 FPS and we make videos about made up words. And cameras and bargains and stuff like that too. Anyway, enough of the madness. Let's talk about bargain cameras. And anyone that's a long-time viewer here will know that I'm a huge advocate for buying pre-owned gear and looking at the best value things that aren't necessarily the hype-grabbing attention seekers that we see. Yeah, I'm looking at you, Canon R5C, you attention-seeking. There are truly some absolute bargains to be had when we're starting to look at the used market. Some incredible cameras for video that are now being discarded by the people that tend to follow the hype, or the ones that follow the upgrade cycle really closely. We're now seeing some absolute bargains to be had for us video shooters. And the first one that we're going to look at is the LUMIX S1. Yes, the S1, not the S1H, which is my favorite camera for video currently, but the S1, which I actually bought because it was such a bargain new. It's also an incredible bargain secondhand. You find them on the used market now for around £1,200. If you're then willing to do the Vlog firmware update, which is around 100 quid, or maybe it's already installed on the camera if you're really lucky. But either way, if you get the S1, definitely do the Vlog firmware update. Like I say, it's about £100 from Panasonic, and it transforms your S1 into being pretty much an S1H. It's almost identical in its video features at this point. And as everyone knows, the S1H is an absolute filmmaking powerhouse. It's Netflix approved, 5.7K, it's got anamorphic modes, literally everything you want. Gorgeous camera to use, gorgeous image, straight out of the box. So much quality for such good value. And now we're talking about halving that in the S1. Yes, please. Yes, please. The S1 is epic. And if you can find it in the used market for the prices that I'm seeing, it's around £1,200. That is a hell of a deal. The best thing with picking up a used S1 now is that you're going to be looking at a camera that's going to be less than 2 years old. It's going to have a really low usage at that point, unless it's been used by a professional day in, day out. Very unlikely the S1 though. People will be more likely to plump for the S1H. So you will find a nearly new camera for very little money that's going to last you a good 3 or 4 years at least, that produces impeccable high quality video. That is definitely number one on my list. And let's move on to the next one, and that's at the same price point. It is the Canon EOS R. Ooh, controversial. The EOS R got so much stick when it's released, it was untrue. The hype train is such a weird thing, especially amongst content creators and the kind of Twitter, Reddit communities, that it often doesn't make sense. I remember the EOS R being released and thinking, that's a very good, capable camera. Yes, it does have a couple of shortcomings, but it is a hybrid full-frame camera. And then after all of that hype died down, people started coming back to it and realizing that the EOS R offered quite a lot for your money. It has Canon's dual pixel autofocus system, which is industry leading. It offers you a gorgeous 4K image. Yes, it is slightly cropped, but that's something that you definitely get used to. You're getting a huge amount of camera and quality for your money, and I'm talking around exactly the same price point as the LUMIX S1 is used. That's around £1,100 to £1,200. You may even be able to find a bargain and get it for £1,000. If you can find it for around that price point, definitely pick it up if you're in the Canon ecosystem or want to be, because that is a lot of camera for your money. Very, very exciting. And now moving along to a completely different sensor format and a completely different price point in the market, and we're looking at the Panasonic GH5 or the LUMIX GH5. I still don't know why they use LUMIX as a brand when everyone just says Panasonic. It's interesting, isn't it? Anyway, that's me thinking out loud. The GH5, yes, it's micro four thirds, so you're gonna have to live with that really heavy crop, but like I said with the EOS R and its cropped 4K video, it is just something that you get used to. The other caveat with Micro Four Thirds as a format is you get some really quirky and less than ideal lens options. That's probably the biggest drawback for me with this format, but again, it's something that you grow to get used to. And there are some really good affordable lens options for MFT. Even more affordable is the price that you can pick up the GH5 on the used market today. That's between £500 and £800. You can even find them new for under £1,000. That blows my mind because the GH5 is still one of the leading cameras for video that's out there. Anyone that's used it knows how good this camera is and how capable it is. The GH5 and the GH5 II, that is literally one of the best value cameras for video that's currently on the market, and the fact that you can pick them up so cheaply on the used market blows my mind. And I'd say that's likely to drop a little bit further as we see the release of the GH6 coming. And finally on this list of bargain basement beauty, I don't know what the third B was going to be then, I just said it, that is the Fujifilm X-T4. That's right, I said Fujifilm. Fuji, you can thank me. Oh shit. It seems to be that this camera comes in every single list that I make, and that's because I think it doesn't get enough love. It is such a good, capable APS-C formatted camera for video that it deserves someone to bang the drum, and I'm going to do it for it. The X-T4 blew my mind when we got to test it. What's incredible is now that you can pick these up used for around £1,000 to £1,300. That represents incredible value. Not only is it a gorgeous 4K image that you get out of this, you have those beautiful picture profiles, in particular the Eterna picture profile, which blows my mind every time I use it. You also have rock solid IBIS. It's so good that it wants you, it encourages you to shoot handheld, and that's just lovely. It's a really nice thing. It's the kind of camera that you can point at anything and get a beautiful image out of it straight away. It's absolutely gorgeous to work with. Straight out the camera, very little heavy lifting in post. Perfect for newer content creators on the go, people moving and filming quickly. It literally is the perfect camera for that. You can find them now for around £1,000. That is really exciting. And like the GH5 before it, this is actually likely to come down a little more as we move through this year. We will see Fujifilm release the XH2 very soon, or two XH2s actually. And then following from that, we're likely to see the X-T5 possibly by the end of the year. Either way, both of those releases will see the X-T4 drop in price slightly as we see people trading up and upgrading. That is one to watch for certain, and is definitely a worthy addition to the best value pre-owned cameras that you can buy on the market today. And that really nicely wraps up this weird little listicle video I've done. So if you've enjoyed this, make sure you comment and subscribe and all that stuff. I really need you to comment because I'm here on my own while Pete still has coronavirus and I'm going crazy. I'll be honest, I'm going stir crazy. Please just come and join me in the comments. I'm going to be there for days on my own, just going slightly mad. If you enjoy this kind of thing, make sure you subscribe. I will be making more of it. And until the next time, I'll see you then. That's not an ending.